Hi everyone, this is Jan. So today we're going to have a look at how much does it cost to create your app. So there are several solutions. We're going to have a look at this. So first thing I want to discuss about in this short video is what do we actually buy? Because this is something very important, and most problems arrive because at the core people who buy applications, so who hire software engineers or companies, they don't know actually what they are buying. So that's the first thing. What is an application and how does it work? So then we're going to have a look at the two major options you have today. Is the famous no code that you've heard a lot about those days. And second, we're going to look at the option with code. What if you hire a freelancer or a company, and how does it work and how much does it cost? Because we want to know about the cost of those two options. So first, let's dive in, and we're going to have a look at the first option. At the first thing I want to talk to you about is what do we actually buy. So here I'm showing a website. Everybody knows about cars and what is a car, and that's an interesting starting point because here, even if you are not interested in cars, you're going to at least know some part of the cars and what do you want to do with this car. So here, if we look at a Peugeot here, we're going to be able to select what type of car. Is it a gas car? Is it an electric car? The color of the car, and of course you will want to add options to this car, so usually of course air conditioning and stuff. So it's quite easy with cars because those are products already, pre-made products, and you're going to change options. So today the landscape of softwares is a bit comparable in some aspects, especially if you're going with no code, is that you're going to select bricks. So for example, do I want the air conditioning? So do I want an e-commerce in my app? Do I want a Google Map? So do I want the leather seats or stuff? So it's the same thing. You can select options. So let's go now with the first option I want to talk about is the no-code option. So this is the most common thing nowadays people may want to start with. So here is an example of Bubble. So Bubble is a known no-code application. So I'm going to explain why I put quotes on the no-code. It's because it can get quite complicated. You're going to go on a website, bubble.io, and you're going to have this kind of window, and you're going to start drawing kind of your application with what we call the studio here. So here is another example. This platform is called Make. So you're going to build up each of the sequence. Here you have a presentation of the sequence. The sequence of actions. So for example, let's say that on the left you have a spreadsheet on Google Sheet with emails, and you're going to do action when there is a new email, a new customer. You're going to send him an email. You're going to create some offer or some stuff. So this Make application, for example, helps you to design service in general. So an application can be used as a service. What service do you offer? So this one can connect several applications to help you design with no code. So here we have a look at there is all the options you have. There is a galaxy today of options, and it's always evolving. There are every day more and more offers. Here, for example, you can see it's interesting. If you look on internet, there are various fields of application. To name a few, for example, you have, of course, WordPress. So WordPress is something that everyone knows. We've been talking about Bubble in the web apps. So finally, all those software. Now they are kind of joining. So Bubble, the only difference with WordPress, for example, with Bubble is that WordPress, you're not going to put this on the store, whereas Bubble, you're going to have at one point a button to say, I want to publish this to the App Store or the Google Store. So this is for a quick landscape. Now about the price, because this is what you came first in for. So the price, so if we have a look, the pricing is about the same for every platform. This is now 10 years that we have this kind of platforms. And you will have about 25 euros or US dollar per month to have access to this kind of platform. But what I would like to point out is that for this price you will have access to the studio, so you will have to spend a lot of time actually to create your app yourself. Because you're not paying someone for 25 euros to create the app. So you will have to do all those windows, all those interaction. And what I would like to emphasize on is that this kind of schematic you see with if and for loops, okay, so there are lots of conditions. So this is no code, but in fact it is code, because this will become very complicated as your application grows, as your function that you want to add grows. And these graphical interfaces are very useful, they're very nice, they help you to start on, but very soon you will end up spending months and months developing your application. And you will spend as much time doing it with no code as with code. So, but you can still have this graphical interface, which is very useful, and especially for people beginning. I'm not trying to say one is better, but depending on what you want to do, maybe one tool is better, is more suitable for the task. So, and one last advantage I would like to talk about with the no code is that you can change, if you decide to program it yourself, of course this is very valuable, especially if you have no skill. You can start today with Good Barber or Bubble or whatever software. But if you decide at one point that it's better to have a programmer that's actually who actually has knowledge in Bubble or Good Barber, the no code you're using, it's very easy to go on the internet and to find a freelancer that is going to take it from where you've been at and to improve your no code thing. And if you're not happy with this freelancer, you can switch to another freelancer very easy. So this is a very important aspect of no code. So now I would like to switch to go on the second option you have and the price that it will cost to make a full code with code application. Now you want to hire a freelancer developer to build your application, your custom application. So what you're going to do is to go on a freelancer website, so for example Malt or others, and you're going to type, for example, Android if you want to build an app for Android. And what you're going to have is this very typical graphic on the left, is that you're going to have prices for developers per day, because you're going to buy a certain amount of day of development. So right away what you noticed is that you have a Gaussian curve. So there is an average in the middle. The average price for Android developer here is around 400 euros. So that's what you get. What's interesting also to know is that if you obviously if you go here in the 100 euro limit, you'll have beginner developer. And in computer science, it's very important to have skilled workers, because if someone just doesn't know how to build a Google map inside your application, instead of taking 1 day of development or 2 days, it will take 1 week, 1 month. You never know. And actually the developer himself doesn't know if he will arrive at the end of this development, because he has never been doing this. So this is very important. So obviously you're going to select people that are in the average, and obviously usually you don't want to go too high, depends on what you're looking for. But let's say that the cost of development is 400 euro per day. Now the last question is how many days for my application. So why do developers usually will answer you that they want to work per day? It's because they don't themselves know for sure how long it would take. From my experience, I can tell you that the bare minimum for a development is 20 days. 20 days, 1 month. If you time this 400 euros, you have 8,000 euro or US dollar price. So this is really the minimum that you should be expecting for a custom developer. So now this is for the very basic application. Now if we go for a more advanced application, we can go very quickly to 3 months of development. So 3 months, 60 days time 400, this is how much? 24,000 euros if you're good in calculation, or 24,000 US dollars. And this is only for the cost of the development, because you will have bugs. As soon as you put it on the stores, you will have bugs. People will do things that you haven't thought about. And also you will have comments on your application, and you will see soon that your application is not perfect. So you need 1 more month. So you need 8,000 US dollar more to put on the table. So very quickly, the development can shift. So this is important to know. And on top of that, you will have updates, because of course you have updates every year. You have the new Android version, the new iPhone version, and you have new bugs, and the more people use it, the more bugs you have. Okay, so that's about it for the price of development of an application. Now to conclude, I hope this has been useful for you to have a look at what is the price of the development of an application. So to sum it up, if you do it in no code, it will cost you 30 bucks per month, 30 euros, 30 US dollar, 30 something. But you will have to spend 2-3 months to develop yourself with the use of a graphical environment, your no-code application. So this is very powerful no-code. Now, especially if you want to test ideas. Now, second, if you go with a developer, Android developer, for example, or iPhone developer, this will cost minimum 10,000 euros or 10,000 US dollars, and it can really go quickly to 20, 30. That's the kind of price you have to think about just for the development. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now I'd like just to mention that in the video links below you have a free guide that you can download to get tips and tricks to start your application. We also give trainings to help you design and succeed in the development of your application. So see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Cheers. Bye.